Alright, so what is my local newsletter tech stack that I'm using in 2026? So this week I'm going to be breaking down every single piece of tech that I'm using to help run my local newsletter I send weekly to the residents in my city. Alright, so let's just get into the video now. So as you know, Beehive is my go-to email service provider, and it's no surprise that Beehive is also on the list here. It's what I use to send my weekly emails to local residents, right? If you're looking for a email service provider, right, you could click the link in description below to get 30% off for the next 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. So yeah, I use Beehive to help with creating templates, the landing page, right? Send emails, and yeah. The next thing is Google Docs. So Google Doc, I use it mostly only to collect the events, and then I'm going to organize it easily inside of Google Docs so that it just makes it easy for me just to copy and paste it into Beehive's text editor, right? And so yeah, I just use it to just copy and paste anything that I need I was that happened throughout the week in the city, right? And that I think might be interesting. I'll add to that Google Doc, and then once I'm writing it on Tuesday morning, I will review the Google Doc and see which events I want to add and which ones I don't want to add to the newsletter. Number three, I use Unsplash. Right, so I don't use it every single week. This one, but from time to time, I'll use Unsplash, and it's mostly when I need to get images to promote the newsletter. So, for example, on Instagram Stories, right, I have this image and video that I found on Unsplash of the city here, and I will download it because it's a really nice shot, right, and use that, to promote the newsletter on Wednesdays, let's say, where I will start to tease the newsletter, or like start to tease the weekend and be like, hey, like, are you thinking of what to do over the weekend, right? In my stories, right, then I'll use that photo or video in the background, and then I'll use the stickers for the link inside the Instagram bio, on my Instagram story, sorry, to link the newsletter to it. Number four is Facebook pages, right? So I think you'll be surprised I'm still using Facebook, right? But I'm not using it like hardcore right now. So I do have a local Facebook page, right, for the newsletter. I don't know why I have local twice, right, for the newsletter. So I can upload only reels that I create on Instagram, right? I'll just download the same reels on Instagram, download them. And so yeah, it's not an area I'm focusing, but like Facebook has 1 billion active users every single day. So it's not something I'm just ignoring, right? I'm building onto it. I'm just not really focused on it, right? So I just upload content there every day, right? And I get followers, and which is nice, but mostly I'm trying to get subscribers from Facebook, so I just might need to engage again on Facebook. Number five is Reddit. So Reddit, as you know, if you watched a 2 or 3 videos ago, right, I made a video about how I use Reddit, right, to help grow the newsletter. So yeah, I just go on a local subreddit, right, for my city, and then I just share 5 cool things that people could do, and then like 3 or 4 hours later, I'll go back and edit the Reddit post and add my newsletter link. So that's like my workaround right now that I'm using. So I'm doing this workaround just to avoid getting like banned or like getting blocked from posting, right, on that channel, right, because the mods are very strict there. And so yeah, so that's my workaround that I found, and it currently working. Like, it's been like now more than a month now, and it's going well. And so yeah, and then the other one is Instagram. It's another tool that I use, right? So I use Instagram. This one's been my number one source, right? Well, Reddit's been my number one source for growth, but Instagram is coming second now, and I think I'm starting to see, like, I'm starting to reap the rewards of like posting one reel a day on Instagram, right? Where I'm getting now subscribers, from the news for the newsletter from Instagram, right? And yeah, it's been a great way just to get the name out there for the newsletter, because I'm just have people DMing me, and they just want to know like what I'm doing, or like why am I engaging on Instagram so much, right? And so yeah, it's been a great, and it's also been a great source to for sharing events as well, which is great because then people will join the newsletter. But also, which has been surprising, is that I'm getting event suggestions to add to the newsletter, which is a bonus, right? So I have people DMing me, and like on Tuesday or something, I'll be like, hey, I'm writing the newsletter today, on my stories of the Instagram. Do you have any cool events that I should know about and add that to the newsletter, right? And so I have people who respond back, and then I also have people who just send me a message like, without me having to post anything on stories, sharing like a cool event that they think might be, of course, like it's their event that they're hosting, right? Like, so it's their event that they're hosting, right? But I still share it right now, right? And so yeah. The other thing I use is a $20 mic, right? I just use something very simple. I just use this on that I got on Amazon, right? From my iPhone, just so that it sounds a little bit much more crispy, right? My voice. I still use my iPhone 14 Pro. It's like my only iPhone right now. I haven't upgraded to the latest iPhone, and it still works, right? All I need is to record a reel, right, and like capture photos or capture, videos of certain events that I go to. Arc browser, right? It's just my go-to browser. As there's the browser I'm using, right? I just use it for split screens, and like it's just so much more easier to organize with like folders as well. Has been really helpful. I use the City of Ottawa site a lot. This is just to come up with content ideas, sometimes on Instagram, right? Like I'll find interesting events or like updates that the city has released, but like the big news outlets have not shared it. Like for example, last weekend was called Ottawa Day, right? Because it was Ottawa Day because the 613 area code matched the day and the month last week on Saturday, right? So it was the 6 month, 13, it was the day 13, right? And so that's why they call it Ottawa Day, right? And not the big news outlets was pretty much like was covering that, right? Because it was just a small thing, right? It wasn't a big thing. And so I just decided to like use that as my subject line as well, right? Like it was, 5 cool things to do this Ottawa Day weekend, right? And so yeah, you can find interesting ideas by going to your local city site if you're thinking about starting a local newsletter as well, because they always update it with like things that are going around the city that maybe other big news outlets are not like really care about. And of course, I'm not doing like the news or anything. I'm just covering the events, right? So, if there's any updates, I use Instagram mostly just for like city updates, right? So like, if they're doing a road closure, I know that videos could do really well, right? So now almost like every Friday, it's like for the last 3 weeks, it's been a road closure update, and like it's only 30 seconds, and I get like 1 to 10,000 views, right? So it depends. Those are like people just want to see what like the road closure so that they can avoid it. Google Sheets, right? I use it to help track events that people submit, right, as well, and Google Forms, which is connected to my Google Sheets, so that when people submit, it's added automatically to Google Sheets. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for my local tech stack. It's very simple. I don't really like to complicate things, and because it just makes it easier to write the newsletter, right, and to create content, right? Like on Instagram, I'm just literally a screenshot the update and then use the green background so that the screenshots in the background in my head just floating on the bottom right. And so yeah, what's your newsletter tech stack? Comment down below, and if you guys have any questions, just ask them below and I'll be happy to answer them, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.